Customers have different perceptions of their ability to implement CPQ solution and manage the change that implementing that system can bring. And there are many factors that can impact what is going to be a successful project. CPQ implementations, have a team. They are rarely a single individual from there. Beyond training, we have customers who successfully implemented the Cincom CPQ solution by themselves. By that, I mean developing the configuration models, authoring their documents, as well as configuring any inbound, outbound integrations. Now, whilst forums do exist that can tell you how to do something, from my perspective, the value the supplier, such as Cincom, can actually bring to the table is the experience. They can ask you, why are you doing this? And you can do that via focus clinics or workshops. But sometimes just the fact of Cincom asking that question, we can be the facilitators of a debate or questioning within the customer themselves. We'll touch on it later on, but these self-implemented customers, really have a number of attributes which include focus teams, good project management, clarity of vision, timeline, etc. I really do believe in a customer should spend money like I spend my own. The supplier is the expert in their solution. They've done this before. I always believe that we should be engaged for high value consultancy on specific workshops, as I touched on earlier, whether that is a workshop or a clinic around a topic. One of the things we see at times is that some customers attempt to implement on the cheap. To me, cost minimalization should never be a driving factor for an implementation, because you might get it right, but it might not be the best way of doing it, or it may impact the timeline or even the quality of the solution. We've got to remember that you, the customer, know your products better than anyone else. And that's something that you should be leveraging as part of the implementation. Cincom can and do work with customers on the structure of the configuration, the flow of the model, and the user experience from there. As part of a services provider for CPQ implementation, Cincom is able to really handle a wide range of implementation engagements through to no engagement. I will say that I do regard training as being part of that no engagement, through to a turnkey solution. But what we do see is in many implementations, the customers identify what are their core capabilities. As I mentioned a while ago, you know your data better than anyone. So ideally, you should be doing the modeling. Yes, you can engage Cincom to do supplementary modeling, but you've got to have the data prepared, because we do not know your data from there. But quite often we see customers start to outsource what I call non-core capabilities so that they can focus on the modeling. Many customers have document authoring tools by almost every system they have in place. Well, document authoring is really a one-off task, and then maybe you maintain it every 18 months. At the end of the day, the customer has to ask themselves, is this a core capability that I want to take on? and am I able to do in 18 months' time? So we quite often see that Cincom, so customers do outsource to Cincom the document authoring. So again, they focus on that core capability. Another reason why I ask or say that customers should consider how much they do, it's again, we've gone live, but that's not the end of the journey. The customer has to really consider the ongoing maintenance of those models. If they have outsourced completely to Cincom, the delivery of those models, they have to think about, what are we going to do on an ongoing basis? Do we need to engage Cincom to start modifying it? Or if we've done it ourselves, the customer takes on ownership of those models and is able to do that maintenance going into the future. Because another problem I see occasionally at customers, their implementation team moves on, and when it comes to the maintenance of the models, they themselves have done a bad job of knowledge transfer and training people on the structure of the models that they have implemented. We see a complete successful gambit. We see from bare minimum with spot engagements for high value consultancy all the way through to turnkey solution delivery. My preferred style and our preferred model is facilitative or enablement. We teach you, the customer, how to implement this system yourself, and then we will work with you on getting you successfully implemented from there.
There's really not a one-size-fits-all solution for any company. Companies are certainly capable of managing, standing up, installing, configuring a CPQ application on their own, especially if if they have experience with other enterprise applications. But it does make good sense, as you've said, to work in partnership with the vendor at least through the initial phases and the go live, and that includes the product modeling. I've found that allows for knowledge transfer, skill set transfer, and acts as kind of a set of training wheels to get to full CPQ mobility for any company.